Tom. Thank
Okay.
you for visiting with me today.
Pleasure.
I wanted to start by asking, what was the bigger challenge? Finding the character of Hank Williams or finding the voice of Hank Williams that you would end up singing that is so iconic that everybody knows? I mean, maybe they were one and the same.
I think they were the same. I think the more work I did on the character, the better my singing became. And the more practice the more I practiced the singing, the more access I had to the character, oddly enough. The singing presented two challenges because I had to alter. I realized making this film my natural register is baritone, and Hank was a natural tenor, and I had to have the technical discipline to control the sound which my body naturally wants to make and twist it and manipulate it, and that takes a lot of technical work. But secondarily, if it was a technical exercise, nobody was ever going to understand the power of Hank's songs, which is really an emotional investment. And because when he's singing, he means it so much. When he's singing Your Cheating Heart or Cold, Cold Heart or I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. And so to transmit the power of those songs, I had to invest as much in the meaning of the songs as he did, which is really an act of empathy.
Right.
When I sing I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, I have to be in that feeling. I have to be feeling as sad and as lonesome as that in order to translate that. So the more I dug into the source of the heartbreak in the songs, the closer I got, I think, to finding the character and this tension between his charisma and his joy and his interior vulnerability.
Fascinating, really fascinating.
Yeah.
Diving into the world of Hank Williams, was there something that you discovered that surprised you, perhaps that maybe you didn't see coming?
Yeah, I think it was that he seemed like these two people in a way, and his fascination with, he was actually quite, I think in his soul, in his spirit, he was quite, he was a real dreamer. And I found that through listening to Luke the Drifter, his Luke the Drifter records, which he released these secondary records under the pseudonym of Luke the Drifter, and they didn't make any money. But towards the end of his life, those closest to him say that that's the material he was truly invested in. And those poems are dark. They are dark, morbid poems, meditations on death and the afterlife, and sorrow and shame. And he was clearly deeply troubled and meditated on that and found solace in it. And I didn't see that coming. You don't see that coming. When you listen to Hey Good Lookin' or Lovesick Blues, they're so joyful and they're so sparkling.
Yeah.
They're such toe-tapping proto rock and roll songs. You don't see heartbreak in there.
Moving on over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Tom, congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantabulous work.